Namaskar. Welcome to the discussion on Preamble to the Constitution and Human Rights. My young friends, Preamble means a statement or introduction that comes before something written or spoken. Applying the meaning to the Preamble to the Constitution, every written constitution starts with a preamble which states the objects which the Constitution seeks to establish and promote. Preamble thus contains the ideals, aspirations, or objects which the Constitution maker intended to be realized by the enacting provisions. If one refers to the Constitution of India, one will find the lengthiest written constitution in the world, which consists of 395 articles arranged in 22 parts and 12 schedules. The introduction of the Constitution starts with a preamble, which goes as, "We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of individuals and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give ourselves to this Constitution." This is the preamble to the Constitution of India. The preamble to a written constitution states the objects which the Constitution seeks to establish and promote, and also aids the legal interpretation of the Constitution, where the language is found to be ambiguous. An analysis of the preamble with reference to the human rights is being made here. Before analysis of the preamble, it would be proper to make a definition of the human rights. The modern definition of the human rights may be quoted from Section 2, Subsection 1, Clause D of the Protection of the Human Rights Act 1993. Human rights is defined to mean the rights relating to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual, which are guaranteed by the Constitution or that are embodied in the international covenants and enforceable by the Constitution of India. Here, international covenants means the international covenants on civil and political rights and the international covenant on economic, social and cultural rights, which are adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations on the 16th December 1966. And such other covenant or covenants which are adopted by the United Nations Assembly, to which India has acceded so far. To carry out a study of human rights to life, liberty, equality and dignity with reference to the preamble to the Indian Constitution, we may refer to the preamble which express inter alia liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of the opportunity and to promote among them all, and fraternity assuring dignity of individuals. The study may be carried out under different subheadings, that is, liberty of the thought and expression, liberty of belief, faith and worship, equality of the opportunity and to promote among them all, fraternity assuring the dignity of individual. The term liberty denotes what I may do for myself without any interference by law. It denotes certain areas of activities which the law is satisfied enough to leave the individual free to exercise on his own decision and discretion. This term is also expressed as a privilege, and nobody has a right to interfere. It has been observed that liberty appearing in the preamble to the Constitution should be coupled with social restraint and subordinated to the liberty of the greatest number for common happiness. The liberty of the thought and expression is elaborated in the Constitution in one of the freedoms of the citizens, that is, speech and expression, guaranteed under Article 19, 1, Clause A. Even though the freedom of speech and expression has been guaranteed, the freedom is subject to reasonable restrictions in the interests of the sovereignty and integrity of India, the security of the state, friendly relation with foreign states, public order, decency or morality, or in relation to contempt of court, defamation or incitement to an offense. The liberty of belief, faith and worship as declared in the preamble suggested that all persons in India are entitled to freedom of conscience and right freely to profess, practice and propagate a religion of one's own choice. This is expressed in other words that India is a secular state. India is a country of religions. The poetic expression of the description of India is हिंद देश के निवासी सभी जन एक हैं, रंग रूप वेश भाषा चाहे अनेक हैं. There exist multifarious religious groups, but there is no state-sponsored religion or church. There is no discrimination on the ground of religion. There is only one electoral roll on which the names of all those qualified to vote are listed. The liberty of belief, faith and worship carries with them equal freedoms of all religions. On the other hand, religion has nothing to do in socio-economic matters, as Indian Constitution does not recognize any religion. This is Indian secularism. As set out in the preamble to the Indian Constitution, the meaning and extent of secularism is enacted in Article 25 to Article 28. Though freedom of religion has been enacted, it does not allow religion to impinge adversely on secular rights of the citizens. In order that a practice should be treated as a part of a religion, it is necessary that it be regarded by the said religion as its essential and integral part. Liberty of belief, faith and worship is found written in the preamble, and even though it refers to religious freedom, the liberty is to be understood to mean the religious tolerance. The Indian Penal Code 1860 incorporated a chapter 15 under the caption of offences relating to religion. The Penal Code made certain acts to be punishable, and those acts are Section 295, injuring or defiling place of worship with the intent to insult the religion of any class. Under Section 295 capital A, deliberate and malicious acts intended to outrage religious feelings of any class by insulting its religion or religious beliefs. Section 296, disturbing religious assembly. Under Section 297, trespassing on burial places, and under section 298, uttering words, etc., with deliberate intent to wound the religious feelings of any person. The ideal of a democratic republic, as declared in the preamble, will necessarily carry with it equality between sexes by guaranteeing equality before the law and equal protection of the laws within the territories of India. There shall be equality of the opportunity and the methods of public employment. There shall be equal pay for equal work and other aspects of equality like equal justice, securing legal aid. Another aspect may be pointed out to the principle of universal adult suffrage, meaning thereby that in every 5 years, the members of the legislature of the Union and of each state shall be elected by a vote of entire adult population according to the principle of one man, one vote. India is a socialist country. In a socialist society, the equality of the women is among the basic human rights. The equality of the opportunity is unthinkable without the achievement of equality of women in social, legal, economic and cultural affairs. The Constitution of India has incorporated numerous provisions of equality and also reservation for women and seems to be extending far in the near future. The term fraternity here is used not in isolation, but for assuring the dignity of individual and to assure the unity and integrity of the nation. Naturally, it has twofold directions. One is with reference to backward class and another is the religious minorities. The view of Supreme Court of India highlighted the position. The preamble to the Indian Constitution declares that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. The preamble to the Constitution enunciates the socio-economic goals to be achieved for which the Indian Constitution has been made. After appreciating the declaration of the objectives contained in the preamble, one can easily perceive that the state is an organ to secure the good and the welfare of the people. In other words, India adopts the welfare state policy. The concept of welfare state is strengthened by the directive principles of state policy, which set out the economic, social, and political goals of India constitutional system.